Well, good afternoon and welcome to Match of the Day live from Anfield for the Today League Division 1 game between Liverpool and Chelsea. And it's a game of contrast, if ever there was one. Liverpool, the epitome of stability, grind on in search of their 17th league championship. Whereas Chelsea, whose history is embroidered with comedy and errors, are not without success. The league championship in 1954-5 under Ted Drake, FA Cup winners in 1970 under Dave Sexton, and the following year European Cup winners by beating Real Madrid in the final. But mostly the Stamford Bridge story has been one of what might have been. After a splendid season last time round, someone seems to have pressed the self-destruct button and Chelsea are now bottom of the table. Some so-called supporters of the club seem determined to crucify yet another manager, be it an extremely decent one, John Hollins. Well, that's the emotional scene that John and his team are under as they face Kenny Dalglish's Liverpool machine. Historically and traditionally unlikely to show the slightest sympathy to their opponents in their hour of need. On the contrary, they would look upon it as a heaven-sent opportunity to dispatch them quickly and clinically. Sometimes, though, on the field, things don't always turn out as expected. Do you think that's possible this afternoon, Trevor?
Well, I think it might turn out as expected. It's a very, very difficult game for John Hollins, really, in the circumstances. Away from home, though, Chelsea have done quite well. They've won at Man United and Spurs, two good results, and so they've got nothing to lose today because nobody expects them to get anything, really.
Does this emotional strain really make it that much more difficult for a team to win?
I think what the problem is from a players' point of view is lack of confidence. I mean, the side today, quite a lot of the lads were up towards the top of the table last year, but at the moment they're lacking in confidence. It's not the best of places to get it back. And of course today I think Kerry Dixon and Pat Nevin are missing with injuries, and that's a problem as well. But you know, they've got the lad Gordon Jury. I'll be interested to watch him. He's up front with David Speedy today, and I haven't really had a chance to see him since they got him from Scotland, so I'll look forward to watching him.
I haven't either. I can tell you that he won the London Footballers Golf Championship off a handicap of 22, but he's got to be +2 at least out there. Anyway, we shall see. Well, just a couple of results for you from this morning. In the Today League Division 1, Leicester 2, Oxford 0. Division 3, Swindon 1, Bristol City 2. And the World Club Championship, River Plate 1, Steaua Bucharest 0. Well, let's now join the Anfield throng, Bobby Charlton and match commentator Barry Davis.
Well, the temperature's very different from Liverpool's last match, which was in the Gulf, playing in the Dubai Super Cup, in which they beat Celtic. But their team is precisely the same as played on that occasion, which means that Barry Venison is included and Jan Mulby has not recovered from his hamstring injury. The player missing from the last league match, when Liverpool were beaten by Watford, is John Walk. Kenny Dalglish is the substitute. Well, Chelsea would be happy to have sunshine from anywhere at the moment. And John Hollins, as Trevor Brooking has just said, has lost Kerry Dixon and Pat Nevin, an ankle and a groin strain respectively. And indeed there are 5 changes from the team which conceded 4 goals at home to Wimbledon last Saturday week, I suppose we have to say. Included in midfield Jerry Murphy at number 11, and Kevin McAllister gets the role that would have been played by Pat Nevin. Chelsea in blue, Liverpool of course in red. And it's going to be Gordon Jury who will get his first touch when referee Keith Hackett of Sheffield sets the game in motion. Keith Hackett refereeing his 3rd game of the weekend. In fact, the first was an under-11 match on Saturday morning, then a local league match yesterday afternoon, and now he's at Anfield. He has no intention of going early. Spackman and Dagruvi. They'll be hoping to play better passes than that one. Dublin. As you may well have read, Rubble are early into the act. As you may well have read, it's 51 years since Chelsea was successful on this ground back in 1935. Also in December. That's a league competition. They have won here in the Cup since, rather more recently in 1966, when John Hollins